Pro Football Hall of Famer, top 100.
Tyler Lockett from the Seattle Seahawks.
DK Metcalf from
Nate Burleson. You're watching NorCam.
You're watching NorCam.
What's up, everybody? This is NorCam coming at you bright and early on this Sunday. Another week of football. Of course, we've got the Seahawks and the Steelers tonight on prime time Sunday night football. And this is kind of a crucial game for both teams. Both teams sitting here at 2-3, kind of struggles at the early start of the season and now facing kind of must-win situation here if they want to get too deep into the hole, trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. I want to thank all you guys who are here watching right now, jumping in on the chat. Feel free to chat away as we break down this matchup between the Seahawks and the Steelers. I'm about to bring in my special guest here in just a moment. But first of all, just make sure if you guys haven't already, hit the subscribe button, that notification bell, would greatly appreciate it. So, let's see. I just want to also mention that, tonight I will be live streaming the game as usual tonight at starting at 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock Eastern time, with my dad, Kuya Burt. So come join the fun from a Seahawks perspective as they play prime time. All right, so I want to bring on my special guest. This is Joey Wagner, big Steelers fan, kind enough to take some time to join my channel and to share some thoughts about his Steelers. Please welcome Joey Wagner. Joey, welcome to the show, man.
What's up, Norm? Thanks, man. What's up, everybody? I hope all of you are doing great today.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's football. Every Sunday is exciting, man. You always have that renewed hope that your team's going to pull it off. But obviously, somewhere in here, one of these teams. Well, I guess technically we could get a tie, and we could both, come away not happy. But most likely, one of these teams is going to win. We're going to try to discuss how that's going to go. But before we jump into it, let everybody know about your channel. I've got your links in the description as well. But tell everybody, who are you, Joey Wagner at The Truth Swagner? What do you do? What's your channel all about?
Well, pretty much, everybody, my main focus is the, Steelers, because they're my team, baby. They are my team. But I'll also do some other streams on like baseball or hockey or even college football. Pretty much, if it's either the Steelers or if it's big, I'm on it.
And how long have you been a Steelers fan?
Since Ben's rookie year, actually, was when I started watching football.
His rookie year?
9.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was 9. Mm-hmm.
Wait a second. His rookie year. We're talking about the year he won his first Super Bowl against you-know-who. We're talking about that rookie year?
Well, that was actually his second year.
Oh, but yeah. Second year? I thought it was his rookie year. Okay, second year. So we're talking about Super Bowl 40. Oh, man. I didn't know. I thought you were younger than that. I didn't know you were. You actually
I'm
was.
Actually 26.
Wow. So you remember. Okay. I don't want to talk too much about that Super Bowl 40, but I'll say this much. All right. That because of Super Bowl 40, I have the special place in my heart as hatred for the Pittsburgh Steelers because we should have won that game. Damn refs. Anyway, that's a discussion for another time. But that's many years ago. Now Ben Roethlisberger is kind of on the twilight of his career. A lot of pundits have been writing him off like he's already done. But I want to get your take on the Steelers up to this point. Obviously, both teams have struggled coming out of the chute. Give me your evaluation of, as a Steelers fan, how has the team been? What's the pros? What's the cons? Give me the scouting report on the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2021.
Okay, I'd say so far, ups and downs, definitely. We are 2-3. We started off our season by, shocking Buffalo and winning in week 1. After that, losing 3 games in a row for the first time in a while. bounced back with a win last week at home against Denver. And so far, it's been two main things with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Number one, injuries. They've had a lot of injuries so far on offense and on defense. Guys have been in and out of the lineup with groin injuries. TJ Watt missed a game. Highsmith missed a game earlier in the season. Claypool was out for a game. Now Juju Smith-Schuster out for the season. So far, it looks like they're starting to get healthy with everyone but Juju, because he's out for the year. That's first off. And second off, a main problem has been the offensive line. Friends, if you've sort of looked and you've seen how the Steelers offense has played, and you might look and say, well, oh, Ben's washed, or oh, Najee wasn't worth a first round pick. I think most of that issue is on the O-line. The first 4 games of the year, they were terrible, awful. Ben had no time, Najee had no running lanes. Last week, though, they were able to get it going a little bit. Najee had over 100 yards rushing. Ben had a clean pocket pretty much all afternoon long. So if the O-line can keep taking steps forward, and they're a young O-line because we have 2 rookies, left tackle and at center. But if the O-line can keep taking positive steps, I think the Steelers will look a lot more like the team that everyone thought they would be before the season started. And that, of course, starts with beating your Seahawks tonight in prime time.
So what's your evaluation of Ben Roethlisberger? Is he, past that point of being, is he still a good quarterback? How good of a quarterback is he? Or is he really on the downside of his career like a lot of pundits have been saying? What's your take on Roethlisberger?
Here's my take. I don't think he's as bad as everyone else has been, thinking that he is. I think there's still talent in there, but Ben, he's 39 years old now. He's not, in his prime, can, shrug off tacklers, do all of that. That's not what he does anymore. He's 39 years old, and he just needs help. If he has a solid O-line and a solid running game, and with our receivers, he can be more than capable to get the job done. I mean, last season, Steelers had the worst running game in all of football, and Ben still had 3,800 yards, 33 touchdowns. So he can still be good. He just needs a little bit of help now that he's older.
Interesting. So, you mentioned injuries, and Seattle's definitely had its share, as you obviously must know, that Russell Wilson injured his finger on primetime last week against the Rams, out for at least 4 weeks, maybe more, depending on his recovery from that broken, dislocated finger. We also have had Chris Carson has had this neck injury that really none of us knew about until this recent weeks. He's already missed a couple of games and is been put on the IR, going to be out for at least another 3. So he and Russell Wilson both going to be missing the same number of games. And same thing with our rookie wide receiver, D. Eskridge, who played 1 game and he's been out with a concussion since. Anyway, so we've had definitely our share of injuries so far. But what's your take? I don't know how closely you've been watching the Seahawks this season, but what is your reaction to Russell? First of all, what was your reaction when you heard about Russell Wilson going down with the injury, especially knowing that we were the next team you had to play?
Well, I'd say that my first thought was really feel for him because, one of the best players and best guys in the NFL, and you hate to see someone like Russell Wilson go down. But immediately what popped into my head about 15 seconds later was, it would be really nice to play Seattle without Russell Wilson. And that turned out to be the case, but definitely hope he has a quick, speedy recovery on that. I think it's about a month until he can come back.
Yeah, a month, maybe more, depending on how quick the recovery is. So what is your initial, I guess, your own view on the Seahawks coming into this? Clearly, we've had our struggles. What do you think of our Seahawks as far as just as a team leading up to this point?
I would say by the way, Norb, I love your wide receivers. You got DK Metcalf, you got Tyler Lockett, you got 2 deep threats on the outside. So that is, with any quarterback, whether it's Russell or Geno, you just have to keep your head on a swivel because it could be one play and bang, you just got burned for a long touchdown. So they're dangerous. The running game and the O-line, I know that Seattle has really struggled with the offensive line for years. So I'm guessing it's still that way. And it's pretty much been a lot of Russell Wilson running for his life. And on defense, I know that you guys aren't what you once were with the Legion of Boom, but you still have Bobby Wagner, you still have Jamal Adams. But I was watching that Thursday night game against the Rams, and Matt Stafford was just carving you guys up. So there's definitely room for opportunity for the Steelers to move the ball up and down the field, hopefully.
Well, you saying that we're not quite the Legion of Boom defense is putting it very kindly, considering that we're right now the worst defense, on track to be the worst defense in history if we keep up this pace, giving up 450-plus yards in practically every single game. Yeah, it's
crap.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad.
I didn't even realize it was that bad. Man, Ben and Najee are going to eat tonight.
See, I'm just trying to rope-a-dope you into this. No, I'm concerned. Obviously, Najee Harris has been really turning it up on the ground. We have not been good at stopping the run. Heck, we haven't been good at stopping anything. Ground, air, FedEx, UPS, it doesn't matter. We can't stop anything. But I don't think we've been playing, for whatever reason, the scheme. I don't think it's a talent issue because we got talented players on the field. I just don't think either the players have been really quite figuring out how to communicate or operate within the scheme, or they're putting players in just not the best position that they need to succeed. So we're all shaking our heads wondering what is going on with the Seattle defense. But we're hoping that they can get a game where it's a get-right game. This is got to be one of those games to do it. Tell me a little bit about the Steelers defense. Obviously, we all know that T.J. Watt is a guy to worry about. But what other players stand out as far as when it comes to Geno Smith leading the offense down the field? Besides T.J., who else do we got to worry about on that Steelers defense?
I'd say you pretty much have to worry about everyone that's on the Steelers front four, because the Steelers with Watt and company, everyone can get after the quarterback. The Steelers can get pressure while just rushing four. So you have to watch out for Cam Hayward. He's turned himself into an all-pro on the inside of the D-line. Alex Highsmith, the outside linebacker, opposite T.J. Watt. He's in his second year, looking to take that next step in his career as he replaced Bud Dupree, who's now with the Titans. And you got to watch out for Minkah Fitzpatrick. He's lurking in the secondary, yet to have an interception this year. And his time here with us, 2+ years now, he's always been known to be a playmaker. So got to look out for him.
Okay, and how's your secondary? Because obviously we got to worry about the pass rush, but that means if the rush is strong, he's got to get rid of that ball quick. How's your secondary been?
I would say that it's been okay. Joe Hayden has still been relatively good this year, even at 32 years old. He's still good. He might be starting to lose a step, but he's still more than capable. Our safeties, they're the best part of our secondary. You've got Minkah Fitzpatrick, who can be deep, be in center field, reading the play. And then you have Terrell Edmonds. He's really turned himself into a really solid football player after being a first-round pick 3 years ago. I guess the guy who you could, pick on would be the cornerback opposite Joe Hayden. That's James Pierre. He got burnt for a couple of long plays in last week's game, but he did come up with the game-winning interception down by the goal line with about 10 seconds left. And even after the game, he said, I had to be ready because I knew they were going to come after me with the 2 plays they got me on earlier in the game. So if there was anyone who Seattle would probably go after, it would be whoever James Pierre was covering.
Interesting. All right, so let's talk about the keys to the game. I'll have you as the guest. My guest, by the way, is Joey Wagner at The Truth Swagner, and his YouTube link is in the description. I have a real quick question. Are you going to be live streaming? I assume you will be live streaming during the game, right?
Yeah. I love doing these primetime games with the Steelers. We'll be wearing our color rush jerseys tonight.
Oh, okay. Not as extreme when it comes to the color rush. The Seahawks color rush is probably about as loud and obnoxious a color rush color as there is. But I didn't realize you guys were wearing yours. That is your color rush right there?
Yep. I got TJ Watt. I'll turn around so you can.
Okay.
See.
Okay. All right. Now I see you got the Heinz Ward behind you over there. That a number I don't like to think about because of you know what.
Up at night, right?
Yeah. Let's talk about keys to the game. Give me your 3 keys to the game on what it's going to take for the Steelers to try to get a victory tonight at home.
I would say my 3 keys for the Steelers. Number 1, so far with our offense, it's come down to our offensive line. If they're blocking at least okay, then we're able to move the ball. But if they're terrible, then good luck. So hopefully they can play well. I know we have one of our tackles coming back off of IR tonight, Zach Banner, whether he'll be at left tackle or right tackle. We'll see when it comes to game time, but that's key number 1. I'd say key number 2, I'd say Najee Harris. If he can get over 100+ yards again tonight, it only means good things for the Steelers. It means our offense can stay on the field, convert third downs, and make it manageable for Ben. Because when Ben has help, we saw it last week, when Ben has help with the O-line and the running game, he can play very good football. Had 253 yards, 2 touchdowns last week, no picks. And I'd say the third key would be, I would say, get after Geno Smith. Make him uncomfortable. Hopefully it's one of those nights where he's on his back looking up at the beautiful Pittsburgh sky tonight after Watt, Highsmith, Hayward. Everybody gets to him, but those are my 3 keys.
All right. So I was on earlier with Daniel Dovinh, who's been a great sponsor and partner for my show, Daniel Dovinh of the Dovinh Group at Marketplace Sotheby's. Check out his information in the description as well. But I talked about these keys before, and I'll reiterate them. I'll stick with them. And I'm, it's so easy to, when you talk about the keys, to say the usual stuff that you can say every week, like, win the turnover battle and be good at third down, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to get more specific here. So, given that this is the life after Russell Wilson mode that we're in right now, my first one is to Geno Smith, our new replacement quarterback. My first key is Geno Smith. Just don't turn the ball over. He doesn't need to be Russell Wilson part 2. He just needs to be Geno Smith, the game manager, that doesn't turn the ball over. I think if Geno Smith can just do kind of like what he does, which is, I think the idea behind the Shane Waldron offensive system is to simply get rid of the ball quickly, take smaller chunks of yards, and you don't have to get 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Just take 5 or 7. We haven't been doing that as much as I think it's been intended to. And I feel like this might be actually the strength of Geno versus what Russell generally tries to do, which he tries to make plays, bigger, stretch it out, run kind of improvisation. If Geno sticks to the script and he just doesn't turn the ball over, I think that's going to give our offense a chance to be productive. So that's number 1. Number 2, normally I don't ever talk about, you don't ever think about kickers being in your keys to the game. But I'm going to call out Jason Myers right now because he was perfect last year. And this year, he's been far from perfect on field goals. He's missed some crucial ones that have cost us, missed some extra points that have cost us games, and he's just got to be perfect today because I think it's going to be a close game. It could come down to a field goal, it could come down to an extra point. So he's got to make all those kicks because if he misses, we're in big trouble. So Jason Myers, you got to make all your kicks, baby. My final one is kind of more of a general thing, but we talked about this defense being the worst defense potentially of all time if we keep up this rate. Well, at some point, we've got to turn this thing around. And I just want to see something different because what we've been doing so far has not worked. And the one thing we did differently was in that win, one of our only 2 wins that we got against the 49ers, where we ran more dime. We had Ryan Neal in the defensive backfield, and that worked really well. He had some third down stops single-handedly, and then they went away from that. And I was like, why did they stop doing that? It was actually working. So I'd like to see Ryan Neal in the backfield, and I think they got to put Jamal Adams what he's best at. Clearly, it's not his pass coverage. He's best at the line of scrimmage, going after the quarterback. And so I hope that they will use him like they did last year. I don't know if they did, if they will, if it's in the plans, but I would love to see that be a little more aggressive because at this point, you can't just keep doing the same thing that we've been doing because it is clearly not just working, but it is working the opposite direction. It is just, this defense is unrecognizable to me right now. So something radical has got to change, and hopefully that will get it done. So those are my 3 keys. Geno Smith, no turnovers. Jason Myers, got to be perfect. And defense, Ryan Neal and Jamal Adams, put them in places to succeed, and I think everybody else around them will be better. So desperate times require desperate measures. So we are definitely in desperate times right now. So let's get to a score prediction. What do you got as the final score of this game, man?
Okay, well, I will go with the Steelers winning. On top, there's nothing like Big Ben, Heinz Field, primetime color rush. I think the Steelers come out with a huge performance. I'd say they win 30-16 over Seattle. First time this year that the Steelers offense gets to 30 points. 30-16 Pittsburgh.
30-16. 2 touchdown blowout. Oh, man. Okay, well, I'm going to have to go with the prediction I made at the beginning of the season. It obviously didn't know how bad things were going to be when I made that prediction, but I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to say, like I said, it's going to be a close game. Jason Myers is perfect because he makes all these extra points. Geno Smith comes out here and it surprises everybody, including you, Joey. You're going to be like, going, dang, I wish maybe I take that back about Russell Wilson being injured because this Geno Smith guy, he's actually doing better than Russell Wilson would have been in this game. What happened? So I'm hoping it'll turn some heads, surprise some people, and we shock the world and Steeler Nation by winning this game by the hair of our chinny chin chin, 21-20, by one single point. There you go. In a low-scoring affair. That could be crazy. That could be dream, but one must hope. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So tonight again, both of us will be live streaming this game. So what you could do is obviously it's on NBC, so everybody can watch it. But what's kind of fun is you can actually watch the game. You can flip between both of our streams. You can see when things are going great, go watch Joey's channel or go watch mine, or when someone's doing horribly, go flip to the other channel and see their reaction. I think that's a lot of the fun, is to see how, miserable or happy, you and I can get during courses of the game. So I invite you to check out both of our channels or, watch it while you're watching the game. But either way, definitely check out my special guest, Joey Wagner. His channel is on YouTube, is in the description, as well as you can reach him on social media, The Truth Swagner. Anything else you want to add to this before we wrap up the show, man?
I'll say this. Well, first of all, Norb, thanks for having me on. Man, this is really, really cool. One of the, I think this is only the second time I've been able to actually collab with another YouTuber. It's really, really cool. So thank you for that, my man.
You bet.
And I also saw a couple of your streams. Happy that your mom's feeling better.
Oh, yes. I appreciate that. Yeah, my mom, for those of you who don't know, my mom broke her leg while on a Caribbean cruise with my dad at the beginning of the season, and we didn't know what the extent of it was. We were fearful that it was a broken hip, which would have been a horrible thing to have happen because it often means the end of, elderly people's ability to walk if it's a really badly hip damage. But luckily it was only a broken leg. I say only because not like I know what a broken leg is like, but I know she was in immense pain, but she was able to get emergency surgery. And since then, she's made a huge recovery, being able to go through physical therapy. And she's now walking up and down stairs. She's got her little walker that she's able to do. And I think before long, she'll be able to be back to dancing and doing all the fun stuff she was doing before this injury. So If my mom could do it at the age of, what is she now, 77, just turned 77 this year, well, I bet Russell Wilson can get back even quicker. But we'll see. But thank you for all those people out there who've been wishing well for my mom. So appreciate that. That's it. Again, my special thanks to Joey Wagner, my guest here on the Behind Enemy Lines segment. And we will see you guys during the game. Seahawks Steelers tonight. Prime time. Sunday Night Football on NBC. Joey, thanks for joining the show, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Norb. You're welcome on my channel anytime, my man. Just let me know.
All right. Thanks, man. All right. And with that,
Go Steelers.
Go Hawks.
Go Steelers.
Go Hawks. Super Bowl 40. Bogus. Go Hawks.
Here we go.